but I got all this to do. Pull back the curtains, let the sunshine in. We'll get those panels back up at construction adhesive and get it cleaned for the weekend. Yeah, so stick around town. So let's get this show on the road, shall we? Dane Scott from Dane Scott's Truckers Lounge. Going to show you working on BlueJay this morning. And I needed to address the bunk situation because the curtain was drawn. I couldn't get the zipper down for the longest time. I was kind of afraid to be honest with you. But I did get it down. Didn't find anything terrible. Not even critter mess like I thought I was going to find. So far, the only mess I've found is down in the bottom battery box. Behind the batteries, there was a bunch of stuff where a critter had made its nest. But other than that, knock, knock, knock. On wood, so far so good. I mean, this is like the cleanest. 17 years it sat outside. It's the cleanest truck I've ever had. I've had 5 trucks now, and I found stuff in most of them. But anyways, so I knew I needed to address that because going to the Youngstown show this weekend, CERNI Motors, Saturday at noon, corner of 80 and 46, CERNI Place. Be there. All the cool trucks will be there. So anyways, I knew I needed to get ready for that because I got to take my canopy and table and all that paraphernalia. And really the only place in the Cabover is up there in the cab. So, got the old trusty shop vac out because I knew I needed that. What I found back here was all of these styrofoam panels, most of them were like falling down. All right, so I just used construction adhesive. I got them back up and I thought, well, now I got to find the back piece. That's kind of a bummer. But that one was hanging down. But you can see it's there. All I got to do is screw it back up. And for some reason, right there's the panels. I didn't realize it. I was kneeling on them. So there they be. There's even an old license plate down there. But I mean, come on. Look at this place. Not bad. Not bad at all. And not sure what this is. That might be a FM reception or some kind of goofy stuff. Here's the original radio, I'm thinking. It says GM Delco. So if by chance that works, I'm going to put it back in there. Because I want things original. GM Delco. Yeah, I like that a lot. So we'll see. But I got all this to do. Pull back the curtains, let the sunshine in. We'll get those panels back up at construction adhesive and get it cleaned for the weekend. Okay, here's a few goodies I found also besides the radio. Back in the bunk. Blue hard hat. Probably was used at the junkyard or at the scrap place, whatever they call it. Whatever the dignified name is to call the scrap yard. And a nice metal, I used to use these in my career. Metal, what do you call it? Clipboard. There we go. Opens up, you can keep forms in it. A lot of miscellaneous, and of course, and we'll keep it family friendly, but you can see down there, you know, yeah, found one of those in the sleeper too. I mean, all right, so moving along. Okay, so here we are in the sleeper section, and this piece here was laying down here with this one. This is for that side. See, those are the white panels that were falling down. So I glued them up, construction adhesive, and what looks like wood, That's metal. Okay, they just painted it to look like that, I guess. I don't know. But which is cool because it's a brace and it's probably a 1/2 inch thick, which is excellent. So what I can do is, this was bowing, and that's probably what happened. It bowed in the middle and then just pulled out from the rubber peripheral trim piece there. And you can see in the back, those broke, so that didn't help either. So I just had to use, drill the hole a little bigger and put in sheet metal screw with washer to hold that in. I only used the one. It's up pretty good. I don't want to get crazy here. Just want to hold it up. So that's what I'm doing. Got to do the same thing over there and get that all put together. And then I'll come back and see you. I must tell you, crawling in and out of a Cabover a dozen times is not fun. I think I'd rather eat dirt. But I got the job done, so check it out. It's dirty, but I got it all installed. Kind of hard to see because I'm close, but it's all there. The light up there even works. So I got to fix that little section right there. I got to push that grommet, that whatever that trim thing is, in. But I'll tell you what, this is really a lot better than what it was. Well, actually, it was non-existent before. So I got these panels glued in, and I ran screws along the middle, so they ain't coming out again. So now I just got to get a mattress in here. So there's the view from the sleeper. So we'll get this all cleaned up. So I'm kind of happy. Another thing to mark off the list. Nasty, right? Took them all apart. Here's the tack. Got it cleaned up. I'm going to put bright LED bulbs in it, and those should look real nice. Get the glass cleaned up. Had to repaint the bowl there white. Lots of good stuff going on. It's a big mess. I'm not used to having a mess, but I got too much going on to keep things cleaned up. So got the sleeper put back together. Of course, there's the dash for the speedometer and the tack. I'll be putting those back in. We got the power steering back today because the belt has basically ripped up. So got that in. Bumpers, the old bumper. I'm getting the old fog lights off. There's a name for them. I'm not thinking of it. Pyrex, or no, it's not Pyrex. You guys will know. I'll think of it after I record this. But anyways, getting those off, and the lower portion of the bumper that's going to go down there. Got it out here to clean off the back. Get the back cleaned up. And then the front side, I'll be polishing that. And that's going to go back on. So, yeah. It's the big countdown, getting ready for Saturday. So that's what we're doing today. I'll show you the gauges. Okay, so here's the comparison. After, before. After, yeah. Hey, just a little elbow grease and a little disassembly and cleaning skills, and away you go. Anybody can do this. The Speedo and tack plates that had this wood grain stuff on them, they're the same whether you flip them or not, both sides. So what I'm doing is I flipped this one over because actually the wood grain is good on it, but I don't want to start peeling. I can get wood grain vinyl, but I thought I might try something different. So I flipped it over, sanded it, and I'm getting just an enamel coat on it, just any color, white's fine. And then I'm going to use a brushed silver vinyl on it and see if I like that. I think it'll look good, and if it doesn't, I can change it. So here's the process. Kind of, I didn't really video this like I should have, but it goes pretty quick. So anyways, when you take your Speedo out, at least on the GMC ASTRO, there's two little screws on the back that you undo, and it pulls out the mechanism. So you get your mechanism working good, which mine were. I just oiled them up and used a drill to turn them over and get them going nice, which they already were working, but the RPM does this, but it still does, but it's all lubed and freed up, so whatever. The best you could get it, you know what I'm saying? Just like everything on this truck. I get it the best I can get it, functioning, and time to enjoy it. So anyways, what I did was I painted the inside. I repainted it white. It was white before, but it looked terrible. It was chipping off. So I repaint the white inside so that when the bulbs go in here and here, this is for the high beam, it kind of lights up. It's still kind of a yellow tint, and I'll show you that. But so there's that. And then I had to really do some cleaning on the chrome trim ring, which hopefully it'll focus on that. So, and then the glass, of course, you clean the glass up with Never Dull and some steel wool. Very, very fine steel wool I use on glass, so it doesn't scratch it. Came out real nice. So that's in there. And then there's also a little bezel piece that I had to put on the bench grinder, the brush, because it was all rusty, and repaint it satin black. Okay, so what you do is there's a tab on this one, if you can see that. There's a tab. I don't know what's focusing, but anyways, so it tells you right where the tab goes, which is there, and I marked it with a Sharpie, thanks to Mr. Wizard. He told me what to do. He said, make sure you mark that. So okay, she's marked. She goes back one way. Okay, so there you are with the bezel. Then you set your glass. Let's see if I can show this good. Center your glass right on there, on the bezel. Okay, and then this also has tabs along the side. See those little tabs? You had to unbend them and bend them back. So I do believe, I thought there was a wide one. It doesn't matter, I guess. You just line up. I think one tab over, I don't know, maybe it doesn't matter. I think I'll offset it because I don't think it matters. And you can get the tab bent better. So kind of lower one side, pull the tabs, and press it on just like that. Did you hear that snap? And then all you got to do is bend those tabs back. So I'm going to do that. Steel wool on this, and there's a couple spots that I don't like. It's actually easier when it's back together. Some of them are a little pitted, but my God, this thing looks so much better. Looks almost new. Okay, so now I'm gonna lay it down on the bench and bend them tabs down all the way. Let's there we go. Just make sure they're down. because this has to sit level in the bezel faceplate. You know, the faceplate is the part that has the wood grain on it, which I changed. You'll see what I changed it to. Now I might put it back to wood grain. You know me. I change my mind. I do something. I look at it. Say, I think I like it this way or that way. So you get all these tabs bent. Get them flush. So there you go. Speedometer. Alright, so I think that's the second one, and that one's ready. Let's go back in the bezel. Now, I got to do the bezel. See these old ugly things? And this one was peeling up on the corner. So rather than mess with that, I'm just going to flip it over. I'm going to take it to the wire wheel. I'm going to clean that off. I'm going to prime it and paint it, and then I'm going to put my finish on this side because both sides are the same. Yep. Okay, so there she is, all wire wheeled off. See the wood grains on the other side. Got that smooth. So now I'm going to prime it. Wipe it down with alcohol first. So the paint sticks real nice to it. I use some Rust-Oleum primer, which, as I told you guys, you know this is what I use, Rust-Oleum. All right. I'm just using cheap paint for this. No sense in using the high price stuff. This is just to put a paint finish on it so I can put the vinyl attached to it. The vinyl will have a nice surface to lay down on. Okay, so what we're doing, this is the vinyl that I'm using, and if you look at it in the light just right, you can kind of see kind of a rainbow color. Pretty neat stuff. So really what you just have to do, and you can go to a sign shop in your area and you can just ask to see what vinyl do you have. Do you have like wood grain? Do you have, you know, silver prisma, gold, engine turned? They have all kinds of cool vinyls. Look at this. This is diamond plate. It's vinyl, and I thought that was a little too goofy for the Astro. I wanted something still kind of 70s because they did this like in the Trans Ams and stuff. They use this. Sometimes they use the engine turned, which is like this stuff here. See, that's big. They make it also smaller. Those are like 3/4 inch turns. I use that like on fire trucks and stuff like that. So in my graphics business here. But anyway, so here's the here's what we're using. All right. So I got my bezel here, and really I'm just cutting it a little bit bigger. I'll cut the material a little bigger than what I need. Get rid of that. Across there, and I got a little scrap. Now, we're going to turn this over in a minute. So what I got to do is take the backing off and lay it upside down carefully. Make sure there's no dust or anything here. Peel the backing off of it. I'll lay it on the surface nice and flat. I cut it bigger so my fingerprints aren't going to matter. They won't even be in the area. So then we got our bezel. You're going to turn it face down. See, there's the bad side with the old wood grain, which I may use someday. I may just redo the wood grain, I don't know. Drop down one edge and bring it down. Okay. Now you need a number 11 X-Acto knife, nice sharp blade. And you go around and you just kind of like trace around it. You just, it's actually your template. All around it, keep it nice and tight. Bada bing, bada boom. A little scrap. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, there's what we got. So now we got to smooth it out, work out any air bubbles, and you are going to have air bubbles. That's why you use a number 11, because it's real pointed tip, and you just get rid of your air bubbles. Push them out. And I'm pushing down around the circle hole because I'll be trimming that in a minute. I'll show you that. Right now I'm just getting rid of the air holes. Or I'm sorry, the air bubbles. Because you will have it. That's the nature of vinyl. It traps air, especially when you lay it down the way I did. I mean, there is a way to lay it down, but you can't do it in this certain application so that you don't have hardly any air bubbles. There we go. Now we're ready to put it on the Speedo. I like that a lot. I think that's going to look really good up there. Screws that hold in the faceplate, they look pretty nasty. So we're going to go over to our good friend, the bench grinder. That's how they look after you run the wire wheel on them. So I got 4 of those to do. So let's get them done. So we're going to use them in here, put them in the dash, but I got to paint some black around the inside of that first. Okay, you should be able to see the inside edges of the dash has been touched up with satin black. This side wasn't. I was sorry I put it together and didn't do that, so I have to do it yet. I'll have to take it apart and do it again, but check it out. Doesn't that look awesome? So anyways, I wanted to get it done at least on this side, and then I'll move to the other side before I drop that in. The moment of truth. Oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah. Let's look at this side. Yep. This side's just the same. Trying to cover up the light over it so you can see it. But yeah, they light up quite nicely. These ones are brighter. They're like a whiter white. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. I may even just get LED bulbs, bright whites, and put them in there so they match the others. So it was a pretty productive day. We got the sleeper all done, put back together. ready for a mattress, ready for cleaning. And I got these all done, looking good. So tomorrow we'll move on and get some more things done. Oh yeah, we got the little horn button as polished as it'll get. I got that from down at Sandy Lake down there at Romans, where we did the Cabover honey hole video. Pulled that off of one of the Astros there because I needed one. So yep, it's coming together. So tell me, pray tell, does anyone know how long a windshield wiper is for a GMC ASTRO? Here is a hint. John Bonham's bass drum from Led Zeppelin. Now you'll figure it out. Okay, so lower panel has been removed from the old bumper and cleaned up. It shined up pretty good. It's not perfect, but it looks pretty awesome, I think. We'll get the lights in there. I got to get them all cleaned up, and I got to get at least one bulb. Anyways, wiper arms have been sanded as best as is possible. Got some pits, but and painted. So tomorrow the new wiper blades will come from Fort Knox. Ha! So that's about all I can get done for right now. I've got to take it to be serviced. Yes, I could do that, but I don't have the facility to get rid of all the fluids and all that stuff, so I'll just let them do it. It's going to be all fluid service, grease, blah, 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 filters, all the good stuff. And I'll get it back Friday morning and get some things finished up and hopefully be at the show Saturday with BlueJay. So stick around town. If you enjoy old school trucking content and the revitalization of these old school trucks, then hey, subscribe and like the channel and keep the hammer down, but safe and sound.